You are listening to the FTWpodcast.com, where we talk about wrestling in all of its laughable glory. Here's a clip from this week's episode.
Oh, wait, let me introduce Quick Hits. Quick Hits, every person gets 30 seconds to say their point, and if there's time at the end, we will scream at each other, because that's what we do. Shannon Moore has decided to step away from wrestling to focus his attention on his outside business and family. He says he's not retiring. He just wants to take a step back and reevaluate himself. So, do you think that this is the end of him as a wrestler, or do you think that this is just the end of him being on TNA and just quickly getting out of his TNA contract?
No, I think he's pulling a Hardy, and it doesn't matter which Hardy, but he's taking some time off to go back to North Carolina so that he can maybe, I don't know, burn down a trailer and go to Denny's. I don't know. I think it's stupid for him to take the step away when he's actually got people who want to see him and a possible push somewhere in there. But if they're not going to use him, yeah, take the time, just go back home and do whatever your outside business is. Got a dime bag?
Kevin?
I think this is the last we'll see of him in TNA. I don't think this is the last we'll see of him, period. I think he stays on the indie circuit. But I don't think he had a big enough pool to where TNA would necessarily want him back. I think they could go in other directions. I wish Shannon Moore all the best. I always thought Ink was a pretty decent tag team. So I hope we see him on the indie circuit, and I hope he keeps it going.
Yeah, I think he's... I don't think we've seen the last of him. He might pop back up in TNA, but in all likelihood, he's probably done in TNA.
I think this is him getting out of TNA. It was obvious that he was unhappy there. They have a hard time of pushing people properly. It's just because they have so many people on the roster, and they're all doing completely different things, and then you only have 2 hours. So, yeah, I think this is probably him done with TNA. Could we see him in WWE with his current character? Most likely not. But there is that rumor that they are bringing a show dedicated to cruiserweights. Brian Kendrick was rumored to be a part of that, to Jerry. And maybe if that's a legitimate thing, we could also see Shannon Moore there.
Well, you've heard our thoughts, but now we want to hear from you. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and even join us live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at the FTWpodcast.com.